Hot damn, welcome back to Motorsport Manager. I hope all of you guys are doing super awesome. I'm a little bit chirpier this morning, a little bit more alive. I've had a coffee, I'm drinking an energy drink. It's all caffeine powered and it's all good. Last time out we did round 1 in Qatar. Qatar? It's a place. It's a real place on a map. I promise you'll find it. We got 17th and 19th. It could have been worse, but not by much. But I took it as a pretty big learning experience, actually. And I feel that I gained a lot of knowledge. Also, again, huge thanks to everyone who's been commenting. The first video, episode 0, actually is one of my best ever videos out of the gate. It's very rare that I get so many comments, likes and views on a single video in such a short time span, so I am pathetically grateful to each and every one of you. It really is appreciated. Also, particularly Ulf and Jay, guys, just a quick note to you again, all your input is always very helpful, particularly Ulf, who seems to have a pretty good knowledge of this game actually, and has explained quite a few key pieces of information to me, including the significance of the red bar on the wear statistics of car components, and that's actually the sort of failure margin, if you will. So very, very useful information. I will take all of it on board. Scrutineering our cars. No rules broken, you know it. We is legit. We didn't quite meet our target, but I think we know enough that for the next Grand Prix things will be improved. And we're 10th, which is on target. Seems Velan actually had a pretty good opening round. I didn't expect them to be quite so highly placed, but congrats to them, I suppose. You need a better driver than Ike Vidal unless you want to come last all season. He's the man. Why don't people share my love of him? Jeremy Woodford is so hot in love, and I guess that's a reference to him being marketable. Well, Grandma's got the horn for you, Jeremy, so it seems you're staying for a bit. Yeah, go away, points mean prizes, but I want wins, that's fine. Right, lots of talk around the paddock about teams running a potential 3-stop strategy today. Will be interesting to see what happens in the race. We ran a 3-stop. One of the longest laps of the season for sure. Haven't seen lap times this long since the 80s. You and me both, pal. Right. Now, this episode we're going to talk long-term strategy. We're going to begin thinking about how we're going to develop the team. We're also going to probably run the first practice session. Even though the feedback from our junior driver is great, I think for this session I'm going to keep the race drivers in the car. Morale is not good amongst our guys, and he's suffered, well, both guys have suffered a pretty bad relationship penalty with their mechanics as well. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Financial breakdown. Not bad. Not bad. We've gained ourselves quite a bit of extra cash monies there, that's important. Dieter Wexler for Scuderia Rossini led through to the finish with an epic beard. It's not very aerodynamically sound. If you think how much effort gets taken to like shave weight off the wing mirrors, and every little piece is trimmed down to the minimum, and he's grown that ridiculous fucking massive beard. Unacceptable, but a pretty dominant win, 13.3 seconds ahead of Nina Holtz for Stein Motorsport, who in my opinion seems to be the lady to beat. And Nilo Saarinen. See, I used to have a Finnish friend, right, in high school, and he tried to teach me a few words and everything, but any word in Finnish that has 2 letters that are identical to each other, next to each other in a word, I could never pronounce to his satisfaction. I have no idea what the guy fucking wanted. Let's see what else we find here. Nothing that means anything right now, but as the season progresses we'll become a lot more familiar with these guys. Scuderia Rossini sit atop the Constructors Championship ahead of Steinman Motorsport and Panther Racing Team. Nice. Now this is good. It shows us the... I like this. It shows us the results for the lower formula, and we see that Guillermo Almeida took the win ahead of Go Kanjiro and Michelle Cooper taking third there. So I guess this is just for the benefit of us keeping an eye on potential future signings. In the European Racing Series, Tanvir Jar took the win for Garuda Racing. Sergei Antonov took second, and Edda Jonsdottir, yeah, probably, took third for Eastwood Motorsport. Well done indeed. Right, game is saving, and now we need to think about what we're going to do. Part of me thinks we should be saving up to get ourselves a wind tunnel. A wind tunnel to me is pretty vital, but let's take a look at our unread messages first. I hate to say this, but I can't stand it anymore. I hate driving for this team boss. I'm not saying that I'm going to leave, but if an offer comes in from another team, then I'm going to consider it. I hope you understand. Do I have time for a few questions from UKSN? Yes, I do. That seemed to be a very testing weekend for Ida Vidal. I take the blame for that. I made a few errors with his strategy. Jamie Woodford struggled, finishing down in 19th. It wasn't a... there's nothing to worry about. I'm sure that Jeremy will bounce back. You're welcome. Well, that really wasn't the ideal weekend from our point of view. We're going to be working on the cars for a while. Here's the average amount of condition the cars lost over the weekend. Jamie Woodford's car part condition dropped 38% on average. Ike Vidal's car held up much better, actually, even though it contained the experimental part. Hard-fought win for Vexler, and he took pole as well. Jamie Woodford is also considering leaving the team. Well, fine, we don't need you guys. Whatever. Right, let's take a look at the car here. Right. Our top speed is poor, very poor, we know that. High-speed corners are still a significant problem for us, and I'm not entirely sure if designing a new part is actually going to make any difference. Although we do have good knowledge now. See, because the engine is too expensive for me. Or do we go for brakes? What's the next track looking like? Deceleration is crucial, medium speed corners is crucial, top speed is useful. Yeah, well, I'm going to design us a new set of... See, because our braking's pretty good, but it's also cheap to improve. I don't know. Maybe it should actually be the rear wing that we go for. But I also want to build knowledge elsewhere. It's kind of hard to say. We could actually get an upgrade on the suspension. That will put us into debt, but it might be worth it, actually. Yeah, that's going to be quite expensive, actually. Why don't we begin work on another rear wing? So we will go for reliability plus 50%, red zone plus. Yeah, I mean that kind of cancels itself out to some degree, doesn't it? Can I add both here? Can I do that? That looks pretty good to me. The red zone's a little bit bigger than I would like. What's the effect of... Yeah, that's too big a risk of failure, to be honest. About this. Yeah, I think we'll take that. It's going to put us into debt, but I think we need to start investing in the really weak areas of the car, and this is certainly the top one. So let's do that. Right, improving parts. Whatever. Apparently we can't improve parts for some reason. Why is that? Oh, because it's already working. It's already working. Well, I mean, that should actually finish before the next Grand Prix anyway, and then we can think about what we're going to do. 6 days to complete that new rear wing, which means it should be ready for the next Grand Prix, even though it's not going to necessarily offer us a real benefit. It's just such a weak area of the car that I want to make an improvement there. Absolutely, I do. Can we take a loan, I wonder? Is that budget of next year's car? Fat stacks. That's what we want. We've got 700, call it 800,000 coming in per Grand Prix. We don't have any new sponsor offers because we've got no slots left. Yeah, I really don't know what to do here. Let's see what we can improve. I mean, to be honest, at this point, there is no reason to worry too much about Jeremy Woodford leaving, because I actually think that Zach Hamilton has greater potential and is already equally talented. So if he leaves, I've got no problem promoting this guy. I mean, he's still got a lot to learn, and it might be worth... See, this is what I love about this game. I really do love it, because I don't understand it the way I know Grand Prix World. It's really hard to know what is most likely to happen in these circumstances. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be in a rush to take Jeremy Woodford away from us. But at the same time, if he was to go, this guy needs to be prepared. And you can see already that his braking, overtaking, cornering and focus are really poor, and he's only going to get better if we allow him to practice. It's going to be in wet conditions, which then makes me think that really we should have both race drivers getting the lap times in, even though Jeremy's feedback is poorer than Zach's. In fact, Zach's got the best feedback out of everybody. I'm going to run the reserve driver in practice again, because the level of feedback he provides makes that make sense. Let's see. Yeah, we're getting... Yeah, they've taken a hit to their relationship. That's why he's no longer got the level 2 bonus. That is unfortunate. And he's actually not quite as skilled as Mary Paddock. I think both these guys have to go at some point, but timing that is going to be pretty crucial. If one of the drivers goes, then I think it's probably time to drop the cash. Right, let's take a look at our headquarters really quick, and we can start to figure out what our options are. Upgrading the design center is way beyond our current reach. Right, let's take a look what does what. The wind tunnel improves driver feedback and our ability to produce a front wing. That's important. Simulator improves the rear wing. Driver consistency improvement rate increases and driver adaptability improvement rate increases as well. The handling development center helps with suspension. and improving driver cornering and driver smoothness. Scouting facility unlocks a set of hidden drivers. Wow, this is particularly interesting. My instinct says to actually go for either simulator or wind tunnel first. The simulator is a bit more affordable, but I think the wind tunnel is what's going to offer the greatest performance boost in future on the car. This is going to offer a more immediate gain. 4.5 million, we could probably make that work eventually, but it would involve saving up for quite a while. Maybe that's what we're going to have to do, stop developing new parts for the car now, just work on improvements, and instead save our cash monies to expand the factory, maybe pick up some better staff. Okay, well, I'm glad we agree on that. I'm assuming that you guys agree. Right, let's get out on track again and see if we can't make some improvements. Both cars are repaired. Ah! Hold on. It's Ika's birthday. Should we get him a nice present? I hear he's pretty touchy about his birthday. 100 grand? Yeah, fuck it. Dilemma resolved. I love this. I really do love this. Let's take a look again now. I've got a new part. Complete 6 days after race. We need a performance boost that's going to arrive before then. Let's go for a performance boost on Ika Vidal's suspension. That's still 4 days after race. I don't know. But I like that the game makes me not know. I really do. Right, this is gonna... We're not gonna get these performance upgrades out in time. That much we do know. But I think it's worth taking the hit to develop both of these things simultaneously, and then within 2 weeks of the next Grand Prix, so maybe for round 4 we should have both of these updates out. In the meantime, we've got a new part due on the car very shortly. Jeremy Woodford joins the what? Oh, he's joined the World Rally Championship. His cornering and marketability have gone up. That's good. They're positive traits for us. Right, we've got a rear wing build is finished. So let's fit some parts. I'm going to give it to Vidal again. I know we're favoriting, but... And this part can now go on Jeremy's car. I mean, because it's Vidal that we want to keep. He's the one that we're worried about what happens to him. We can design a new part. How much do we get? 700,000. Maybe we should wait. Maybe we should wait. But I want to unlock some more knowledge of other areas of the car. I'm thinking possibly it's possibly worth brakes or medium speed corners for the next update. Actually, we can get brakes out. We can get new brakes out in time. Yeah, do it. Money's going to be tight next round, but sod it. 4 days and 17 hours. Maybe it won't make the next Grand Prix, but still. Oh, it'll be there in time for quali. Excellent. Excellent. Right then, let us hit the track. We'll go for the 16th or above target again. Tyre selection. Let's see. Tyre wear will be medium. Tyre wear is medium. Fuel burn is low. Let's chuck in an even spread initially, and then we can figure out. I'd like to run all 3 tyres in the practice session if I'm able to do it. They can have 5 sets of each, I think. I'm not going to favour any tyres right now. All parts fitted, excellent. Let's practice, baby. Take a sip of a cheeky drink. Now, I didn't realise a poor performance would hit everything so badly, so my initial theory that we could basically write off this season, use it as a learning experience, and not suffer too badly from it because we're going to make up some ground next season, doesn't really hold water, and we're going to have to get the best out of the car and the drivers all the way through this season if we're going to retain Iker Vidal. That means practice has to go well. It also means that also for Vidal I'm going to focus a little bit less on car 1. It's going to be wet in the race, isn't it? Maybe we put Vidal. This is interesting. I'm going to use the race drivers for this round. I didn't want to. Right, that's pretty good. Woodford on the medium, Iker on the softs. We should actually try and lengthen the gear ratios for Woodford a little bit. Downforce will reduce to sort of the mid-level there. Maybe I should split that between front and rear. And then for handling, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that actually. Let's see. And we'll test Woodford on the super softs. For Mr. Vidal, we're going to run him seriously low. Oh, that's high downforce again, isn't it? God, I'm an idiot. We'll run him. We need some semblance of balance on the car, I think. So let's try something like that. His gear ratio will put a little bit more in favour of acceleration. And handling will give him a bit more understeer. Let's do something like that. And he will test the soft tyre. Take practice. Come on. I don't see what the benefit of an instant result would be, because you wouldn't be able to cycle your testing program to learn more things. Right, Woodford. We want to send him out. We want him in qualifying trim for 2 laps on the super softs, and then he'll test the soft next, and the harder compounds will be tested by No, actually, he can test the softest and the hardest, and Ica will compromise on. Right, Mr. Vidal. We'll have you out on the softs, and you'll be working race trim 4 laps, please. Right, so Woodford's doing a 2-lap quali test. Vidal is doing a 4-lap race test. We'll then bring Woodford in, get him running the hardest compound of tyre for a race simulation, and Vidal can do some quali testing, and hopefully there's enough time for us to achieve this. It should be a shorter lap. I'm going to watch Vidal and just see what lines he's taking through the corners, how his performance is relative to the others. By the way guys, if the tilt shift's annoying you, then please don't hesitate to let me know. I can try turning it off. But for me, I'm just playing it the way I assume the developers intended, so I've left it on. See, because what I don't understand is whether running, like the feedback we get, can you stiffen up the handling? Yes, you can. What I don't understand is if there is a penalty in terms of race driver performance, as Vidal announces he's loving the handling. You know, if we run the reserve driver and he gathers all this data, is this data actually relevant for the driver? Jeremy Woodford tops the time in boards very briefly before Holtz whips his ass. Vidal goes 6. No. We've got too much aero on car 1, so that much we know. Let's switch over to Woodford because he'll be coming in after the next lap. Actually, time is going by quite quickly, so maybe I'll bring him in this lap. He'll do another quali lap right at the end. So it seems Vidal is much happier with his setup, although his tyres are running a little hot. Right, handling is poor. Sorry about that. Downforce is okay, but he said he's got too much downforce, so let's try lowering that a bit. Let's try him on that slightly different thing. He'll go onto a race trim simulation for 4 laps on the hardest compound of tyre, and we can see if that tyre is any good for us. Well, let's switch back to Vidal. I'm leaving him out there to collect data on the soft tyre because it's the medium of the 3 compounds available, and I think it's the one that we're most likely to be using. Right, we've got level 1 race trim knowledge, that is good. Vidal's at 15th, oh no, 13th, 14th, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how he managed to jump up when he hadn't crossed the line yet. It doesn't look like he's performed particularly strongly. The gearing seems just right, nice one. Excellent. And really, I'm just letting him. he's staying out there now, not just for the soft tyres, but mainly for the race trim knowledge. He's got plenty of time, I think, to get some quality laps in. Whatever we've done to the downforce, I don't think it's helping. Might bring him in again quickly then, see if we can't tighten up his setup before sending him out again. He's already completed his quali sim, so... Right, he's already come back in. So downforce is very poor. We need to fix that straight away. Let's put something like this. Speed balance is very poor. I don't really know what to do about that. Maybe he likes something like that. Yeah, we'll send him out again on the scrubs. It seems to be that one point difference in feedback score is actually making a huge difference, and it actually means that in future I'm going to be paying really close attention to the knowledge that we gain through this. Vidal's setup seems to be a lot better for him. Right, handling is something that he wants worked on. So that much we know for sure. Speed balance is excellent. So I'm guessing maybe he wants a touch more oversteer. Let's try that. He's going to do a quali trim 1 lap run on the super soft tyre. Off you go, my old son. Now normally I don't enjoy this kind of gameplay. I don't like the idea that the race engineer is not doing this, and that I'm supposed to know better. But here they actually gamify it quite well. What I might do is have him push a little bit as well. Don't know if that makes a difference to how much data he gains. But also I like that we're getting useful amounts of data from Woodford. That is pleasing to me. I want to get some more. I want to get some more running on the soft compound if I can. I pushed on the wrong lap there. This is the kind of mistake that I'm going to have to stop making. Nice job with the handling, it's much better, that's pleasing to me. We've got level 1 quality trim knowledge now. He's getting stuck in traffic. Level 1 knowledge of super soft tyres. Handling is much better on Woodford's car, that's good to hear. I still think this is going to be a bad lap from Vidal because of so much traffic. And that's something that I didn't really pay attention to last time out. It doesn't improve because of all that traffic. But he's coming in, so I'm going to put him out on the softs again. Get some more race trim knowledge. Handling is spot on, guys. Perfect. Perfect. In Woodford, I think I'm just going to leave out there. Let's see, we've got level 2 soft tyre knowledge, which I think we can improve to level 3. quality trim maybe needs a little bit more work, but right, his setup isn't quite perfect, but it's good enough that I'm feeling happy about it. I could try tweaking it, but we're at 97% optimum balance, so I don't really want to risk messing it up. We'll send him out race trim on the soft compound. And Woodford, I guess we'll bring in. Caught him just in time, because we're running low on time again, and I want to get some more data on his setup before the session's over. Okay, so his speed balance is still really poor, and that's something that we need to work on. I don't know what to do there. Let's try something like this. Race trim on the soft tyre. He hasn't run the soft yet. 4 laps. Go, go, go. I still don't think we're going to get his setup right. Level 3 race trim knowledge, that is pleasing to me. I just realised they're both running the same program. But I'm really not bothered at this point about not being last. I'm more bothered about gaining data, and it seems that actually that's going pretty much to plan. We do know that it is supposed to rain in one of the sessions. Soft tyre level 2 knowledge, that's good. I think we're probably going to be running softs and super softs, to be quite honest. Let's switch over to the guy on the flying lap, shall we? Traffic again. Handling feels awesome right now, that is good. And now he's got a bit of clean air. Maybe we can get him to push a little bit. Go for a glory lap. Handling is feeling superb on Woodford's car. That's an improvement, but it's the speed balance that we were worried about. No improvement for Vidal, but he is in race trim. Traffic again. I don't think we've got time to really run another program, but I would have liked to maybe get a little bit more data on the super softs. But I mean, we focused a bit too much on qualifying last time, and I felt we paid the price for that eventually. Aero's feeling great right now, just right set up on Woodford's car. Downforce is bang on Vidal's car. That is good. Level 3 knowledge of soft tyres. Very pleasing. The thing is though, Vidal is 3 seconds off the back of Holtz. I mean, we are way slower than everybody else. It seems way off the pace. But again, you know, we are developing the car for another circuit, to be honest. And we've got maximum knowledge on race trim and on soft tyres, so we know where our strength's going to be. Let's crank the speed up to get to the end of that session. Oh, Vidal managed to improve for 17th. Woodford needs a bit more acceleration. Well, then we know that. He didn't manage to get himself off the bottom of the timing boards, but I'm glad Vidal managed to put in a reasonable time. Still 4/10 off the guy in front, but we don't know what fuel loads they were running. We've been running the cars quite heavy for most of the session, actually, compared to people doing quali trim testing. Zoe Sharp for Panther Racing takes first position in practice on the super softs on a 118.291. Our fastest guy was Eike Vidal on the soft compound on a 122.210. I'm not feeling hugely confident for this Grand Prix, but you never know your luck. Chariot Motor Group, I've painted my bedroom the same colours as your car. Other half's not happy. Lol. LOL indeed. Man with massive hair. Lundqvist is driving well this weekend. I wonder if that can continue into the race. Impressive stuff from Jenny North. I agree, actually. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you've been having an awesome time. Oh, excuse me. That's the energy drink coming up. Gross. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again super soon. Bye-bye now.